I've been using Kinship for probably like end of August through now. Yeah, something like that. A little bit about Kinship. They are super sustainable, plant-based, for the most part vegan skincare company. They do their best to be sustainable, and I really appreciate that. All their packaging, like this, is made from ocean waste plastic, and their goal is to be 100% ocean waste plastic as soon as possible, which is great. And then all of their other packaging and tubes, these tubes are actually made from post-consumer recycled materials, which is so great. So, you know, I really appreciate any brand that does their part to help save our earth, so I did want to shout that out. Sometimes I go from best to worst, sometimes I go worst to best. This time I'm going to go in the order of the actual skincare routine. First things first, the cleanser. It's so cute. I just have to say, this is one of the cutest cleansers I've ever had on my counter. It's just freaking adorable. And so this is their Naked Papaya. It is a gentle enzyme face cleanser. And their claims is that it hydrates and softens without stripping the skin. So it has papaya extract in it. It also has cocoa seed butter. Papaya extract can sensitize your skin, and it's actually not recommended for daily use. And as well as the cocoa seed butter, it's kind of just up to you. It's a bit mixed. It can be pore clogging. It's kind of just, if you've ever used cocoa butter and it's worked for you, then by all means, no problem. As far as me, this is not really my favorite cleanser. I have oily skin, and it's one of those cleansers that kind of left me with a little more to be desired. It does have a nice texture to it. Like, it definitely does what it's supposed to do as far as like a gentle exfoliator, because it gives me that feeling like if you've ever like Naired, you know, and I'm not comparing this to Nair, it's not nearly as strong as Nair, but that feeling on the pad of your fingers where it's just like uber smooth, so you know that like something has changed, if you know what I'm saying. Like, it gives you that exfoliated feeling without actually having like exfoliating beads or like actual like physical exfoliant. I do think it is a gentle exfoliator. That is what I would use this for, but I really wouldn't use this as my daily cleanser. I don't think there's any need to use this as a daily cleanser. I think not that it would strip your skin, because it is quite creamy, but it just doesn't make any sense to use as a day-to-day cleanser, in my opinion, for my skin type and what I've done to my skin. It doesn't agree with over exfoliation. But it does have a nice texture, but at the end of the day, I really wouldn't recommend it as a daily cleanser. Next, we have their Instaswipe Pads. These are probably the thing that I admittedly haven't used that much of, just because when I got these, I kind of started realizing that a lot of my acne was coming from over exfoliation. I do use these on like my décolleté area and my neck, because that is kind of free and clear, really easy skin to take care of, if that makes sense, and it does benefit a lot from using these. So these are a lemon and honey, not flavored, but lemon and honey. They do smell like lemon and honey, and at first I didn't like the smell, but now it's weird, and I do like the smell. I also like the pads. They're really like wafer thin, super thin, and soft and tiny. They're really small. I don't even know why, but when I first used them, I was like, these are like the smallest little pads I've ever used, which I kind of like, because then I feel like you can't like overuse the product. Claims to clear clogged pores, reduce your breakout, and brighten your skin. It has glycolic acid, willow bark, and lemon peel oil. So the glycolic acid is good for oily skin, it's good for anti-aging. I love glycolic acid. Willow bark as well is something that I like to have in my skincare ingredients, because it does fight off acne. The lemon peel though, it can be very bad for sensitive skin, sensitizes skin, and it's highly acidic. It's one of those things that just isn't really recommended to use in skincare, so it is a bit, in my opinion, a tiny bit unnecessary to have it in this formula. I do think it is a nice texture of the wipe. It's just not really something I see myself using on my face just because of the lemon, just because like my skin is just a little too sensitive to that. But I definitely will keep using this on my décolleté and neck because I do like the brightening effect that it gives it and how it like smooths it all out. It feels really nice. Like I like the way it feels, and I don't mind a little AHA on my décolleté. Kind of just keeps it bright and tight. So that's what I'll be using these for. I feel like we got off to a negative start, and I hate that. So we're gonna turn it around, I promise you. Next is the Mint Mud. This is their Deep Pore Detox Max. This retails for $23. My bad, I totally didn't tell you guys the early one. So this retails for $24, and then the cleanser retails for $23. So this is supposed to balance your oil, unclog your pores, and improve blemish appearance. This has kaolin clay, kaolin clay, bentonite clay, lactic acid, and allantoin. So basically it is supposed to be an oil absorber. The kaolin clay absorbs oil, so does the bentonite. The lactic acid is an AHA, which will brighten your skin tone. It's nice and gentle. And then there are a lot of like skin soothing ingredients. And at first when I saw this had like bentonite in it, I was kind of like, well, can't you just like mix that up? You know, do the little like DIY bentonite clay mask. Like, is that just this jarred? No, it's not. I actually really, really like this. First of all, it has a really nice smell. I'm gonna smell it again. It smells so good. Like, it just has like such a nice minty fresh scent. It dries really quickly. I only put this on for 5 minutes. As you can see, like my oil starts to immediately come through. It does absorb the excess oil and kind of just shows you, it shows you a little map of your skin, to be honest. Like if you're not too sure where the oily spots on your skin is, this will show you immediately. I also think it's best for like people with oily skin as well as humid climates. So if it gets really humid in the summer and that affects your skin, this is amazing for that. I also think it's something for more like multi-masking. This isn't something I put all over my face for the demonstration, but I definitely think this is something I would probably just use in my T-zone, like my chin area, because my cheeks don't really need all of this. But I do think what sets us apart from like your DIY bentonite clay mask is, number one, it does have a lot of skin soothing ingredients in here. So I think number one, that sets it apart, that your skin won't be nearly as stripped using this as many times as a week. It says 3 times a week. I really only mask 1 time a week nowadays, but I do think what sets it apart is also how easy it is to take off. I'm a big like, oh, I'm so fucking lazy. Like I can't spend my whole day taking off a mask. I can't spend my whole day putting on a mask. Like no one has that kind of time anymore. Like it's fun to treat yourself, but like sitting there over a sink, like constantly like wiping the green stuff off your face is so freaking tedious. But not with this. Oh my god, it's just like it comes off like a dream, just like so easy. As much as it does like dry on your face, it doesn't like cake onto your face, if you know what I mean. Because I always find with my bentonite clay mask that it cakes onto like my skin, and I have to keep rubbing it, and honestly sometimes like peeling it off my face. So I think that's what really sets us apart. I like it. A little goes a long way. You don't need a ton, so this jar is actually a really good size for what you're getting. So I like this. So this is my absolute favorite product from Kinship. This is their SuperMo Hydrating Gel Cream. It's just so good. I'm such a big I'm a big doubter when it comes to gel creams, because I've used so many, or even like gel moisturizers in general that have like are always recommended for oily skin but don't make my skin feel good at all. And I just can't walk around with a stiff face all day. Like, I have to be able to smile, I have to be able to like move it, you know, and like feel comfortable and feel hydrated. So I love this. So it claims to nourish while reducing redness. It has aloe leaf juice as the first ingredient, which I love. Second is glycerin, which if you don't know about glycerin is actually, I've been seeing debates going around where people are kind of like, it's arguably better than hyaluronic acid because it is, of course, a humectant, but apparently has the longer lasting effects. And sometimes hyaluronic acid can just be like a pumping effect, or like kind of like in the moment, and glycerin has more long-term effects. So I was happy to see glycerin in here. It does have coconut oil in here, which is actually really debatable. Another debatable ingredient. Some people love coconut oil and only use it as their moisturizer. Some people can't stand coconut oil. I was in the I can't stand coconut oil camp, but after using this and loving it, I'm kind of like, oh my god, wait. Like, have I been converted? I don't know, but it does come down to formulation. Although I do talk about the ingredients of products and how they work for you, it is also important to know that the way these products are formulated, they don't really publicize that, obviously, because of proprietary information, but sometimes you can't take ingredients just as face value because you have no clue the potency and how they've used it or how it's formulated. So just keep that in mind when it does come to like ingredients that you are a little unsure about. As long as you know they aren't toxic for your skin, or you're allergic to it, or you just had a bad experience, you know, you can have that little like leeway of like, okay, like it is for skin, it's for skin. You know what I mean. You never know. You never know how a formulation of an ingredient by a certain brand will actually work for you. So I've kind of learned that with this. There are a couple anti-aging ingredients, vitamin E, citric acid, which is really impressive. And I just love the texture. Like, my skin feels plump, plump and juicy after using this. It never feels like that dry. Sometimes I feel like with gels you get like a bit of a cast almost on your skin, or it goes straight to sticky. I feel like no one's perfected until this, and has a lovely texture. It smells amazing too. This is actually my second jar. Oh, it smells so good. It literally smells like a light marshmallow, and y'all know I don't like a cheap vanilla. I do not do cheap vanillas. This is a nice drink of cool, like if they had like vanilla flavored like coconut water maybe. I don't even like coconut water, but like it makes me think of that and that I would like it. Definitely the best gel cream I've ever used. It's never greasy and it never pills with other product, which is like a big no-no for me. I like to put a lot of product on some days. Sometimes I like to mix product in with my moisturizer. Like, I need you to hang in there with me, and this hangs in with everything. I mix my my Blue Meltdown oil. I'm so sorry, y'all, my voice is going out. I like to mix my Blue Meltdown oil in this, and it actually works extremely well. I put tons and tons of serums underneath it, and it never pills. It never ever does me wrong. So I'm really impressed with this moisturizer. Definitely one of my favorites. So if there's one thing I probably recommend the most in the line, it's this one. This one retails for $24. I think this is like their most popular item in my opinion. From what I've seen on social media, this seems to be the most popular. This is their Self Reflect Probiotic Moisturizing Sunscreen. This is SPF 32. This is my first time using something that's SPF 32. I don't know what that is about, but you know, I guess the more the merrier. As long as you're over 30, you're good. 30 and flirty, that's how we know. What I do love about this is that it is reef safe, which is so important to check your sunscreen to make sure it's reef safe, because our reefs are dying. This is a mineral sunscreen, and it's specifically formulated for blemish prone skin. Those are their claims. It has glycerin in it once again, aloe juice once again, turmeric, which is good for redness and antioxidants. And also turmeric is really good to have in your UV because it does reverse the effects of UVA and UVB damage. So that's actually really important, and I found that to be really cool that that's in here. Honestly, I like this because it didn't break me out. And number two, it's not greasy. It has a really nice texture. I like the way it sinks into the skin. My only complaint is that it does leave me with a bit of a white cast. It definitely gave me more of a white cast in the summer when I was using it. When I used it today, I didn't notice as much nearly because my skin tone has just changed. But I just can't recommend it for dark skin, and for that I just can't totally recommend it. Honestly, like, it's like if you have a lighter complexion and this appeals to you, definitely use it. It does seem like you don't get a ton in here. I used a lot of this. I used it for most of the summer, and I still have plenty left. Like, you're not gonna look like that, but like that is the vibe of the cast that you're gonna have. And last but definitely not least, this is one of my favorite products by Kinship. This one gave me hope. This one gave me hope in a very dark time. I was breaking out because I was eating bad. I'm still breaking out, but I have stopped eating bad. So we're well on our way to recovery, which is great. But so this is their Pimple Potion. It is amazing. I don't have a drop left to show y'all. I mean, I don't have nothing. Like, I remember scraping out the bottom of this, and I almost thought about like cutting it open to show you guys, but like I really still don't think there would be anything in there. There's nothing in there. But this comes out a bright yellow orange. It has a strong scent, but I actually like the scent. I'm like literally like directly up my nose. Like inject it. It's supposed to clear and prevent acne pimples. This has 2% salicylic acid, which of course is a BHA, that is going to clear acne and prevent new breakouts from occurring. It also has retinol with an A, so it's a derivative of retinol and promotes skin renewal. It also has avocado oil in it, which is really good for dry skin. Could be problematic if you have oily skin, but considering the formulation of this, because it does have technically like more drying products in there, I think it would be a nice balance. And I noticed that like I'm using a spot corrector now that does like, I don't know if it flakes up or if my skin is flaking up. It's kind of new to me, so I'm still figuring it out, but I did not have that with this. So I'm kind of like, okay, maybe this is a good balance of taking care of the skin, because I put it on like pot spots, but I also put it like regions. It was regional as well. So, and I didn't notice like my skin over drying or anything like that. So I actually really love the formula of this. I feel like it made the redness of my pimples go down. It made the size of my pimples go down. It completely stopped some undergrounders, which I was really impressed with, because I think those are some of the hardest to treat, and sometimes there's just nothing you can do about those. It's like, it's gonna come up. You will see a decrease in size overnight. You will see it gone usually within 2 to 3 days, depending on the size of the pimple and everything like that. So I found this really impressive. Really impressive. This is $19. This is really worth it. I can't think of a bad thing to say about this. It's just like, I want more. That's it. Hesitant, just wanting to try these out because I know almost everything's over $20. So if you did want to try them out, they do have little minis and little mini sets. So you can always try before you buy, which I think is really nice because you never know. And that is my total review for Kinship. As far as my total thoughts on the brand, I think they definitely have a really good brand identity. I like where they're going with this. I like, for the most part, the packaging, the products, like the models that they use. I think they're very inclusive on their social media. I would just like to see, like, the only thing that throws me off is just the fact that Self Reflect is not super inclusive as far as working on many skin tones. But besides that, I think that's just like one product out of all of this well curated range that just doesn't seem like it had us in mind, which is fine. It is what it is. It's not unusual with sunscreens, but it is a good way to kind of introduce yourself as a brand and put yourself out there, is to making this sunscreen that kind of works for everybody, because it is a big contingent when it comes to shopping. As anyone with dark skin, it's just so hard, and there's so many people with dark skin, not even black people of all races. It comes from all walks of life, so I would like to see them work on that. Aside from that, I'm pretty impressed. I'd love to see what they would do with the different cleanser, just because Papaya just might not work for everybody. And other than that, SuperMo is my top favorite. SuperMo is my top favorite, as along with the Pimple Potion. Next runner-up is going to be, honestly, it's kind of between the Mint Mud, just because it depends on your skin type, and then the Self Reflect depending on your skin tone, unfortunately. But they're quality products either way. It's just kind of about you. And then the other two, honestly, I just think it might be too sensitizing for your skin. So personally, I'm gonna have to stay away from it, but you know, do you, boo? Let me know what you guys think. If you've tried Kinship, let me know. I would love to see your thoughts. Have you heard of this brand? Are you interested? And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. I hope this video found you in the best place possible, and I will see you in my next one. If you like this video, don't forget to leave it a like. If you like me, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to see more of me, you can always check me out on my Instagram, Yvanna. Bye!